Tyler, the Creator, your show Loiter Squad, its third season on Adult Swim. What is the premise of Loiter Squad?
Couple friends who have stupid ideas, and Adult Swim decided to let us put those onto their network.
The only other black character is this weird. Oh no, they killed Chef off South Park.
Oh yeah.
So we don't have. So I said that we about to make this black, and he ain't got no guns. He ain't shooting no basketball, and he a goober, and we gonna put him on TV. And he's the lead character. He ain't the comic relief. He ain't the sidekick. He the lead.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
If it's your first time here, welcome, and if you've seen me before, welcome back. Growing up, I was a huge fan of Odd Future, and even today, I still am a fan of a lot of the members of the former collective. And naturally, being the Adult Swim fan that I am, like with my Doom video, I want to go ahead down the rabbit hole and discuss the relationship between Odd Future and Adult Swim. Underground hip-hop fans will understand the overlap between MF Doom and Odd Future and understand that in their own way they are pioneers of the alt hip-hop sound, just in very different eras. In Doom's case, his relationship was very tumultuous, and in this case the relationship is its own separate can of worms. I'm going to stop bringing up the Doom video, but just to cover my bases, like I said in that video, I would love to gush about the careers of all of the members of Odd Future, but this video simply just does not have the scope or the time frame for that. So there's other videos out there on that. I highly recommend checking them out. Maybe I'll make an Odd Future video one day, but this is not the one. Today, let's go into detail about all of the projects that Adult Swim made with Odd Future attached.
Now, while this video isn't fully about Odd Future itself, as the true fan I am, I would be remiss to not at least talk about them for context before I really jump in. Odd Future is a collective full of artists that have genuinely changed the trajectory of modern music. Most notably headlined by Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, and Frank Ocean, there's a good handful of additional members that go underappreciated. Tyler the Creator is widely considered one of the biggest innovators in music right now. Earl Sweatshirt has inspired the growth of a unique offshoot of hip-hop, paving the way for guys like Makami, Mavi, and Mike. Frank Ocean created what's widely considered one of the best albums of all time in Blonde, alongside a ton of additional great music. Sid, after Odd Future, went on to build The Internet, another collective of really talented artists pushing music forward. Her brother, Taco, or Travis Bennett, directed music videos for the collective and even went on to write for Lil Dicky's show, Dave. Jasper went on to be in the Jackass films. L-Boy, or Lionel Boyce, plays Marcus on The Bear and does a phenomenal job in that show. But before these artists ended up dominating their respective spaces, they were delinquent teenagers that used the internet era to monetize their crazy antics, and in hindsight, it worked. Odd Future was truly a movement, and I have to admit, for the scope of this video, I'm going to have to understate that, but I just want to reiterate how big of a deal they really were. In 2011, Tyler the Creator appeared alongside Childish Gambino in an episode of Regular Show. Season 3, Episode 9, Wrap It Up. Tyler plays the rapper Blitz Comet, a member of the legendary rap group Crew that are the central antagonists of the episode. He's also Big Trouble, the first guy we see battle in the beginning of the episode, so Tyler is battling himself.
Y'all better watch out, cause Big Trouble's on the mic now. I knock all of your lights out. With my verse, y'all be cursed, exploding like some fireworks. Blitz Comet on the scene. You step to me and you're gonna get cream. Corn all up in your teeth, you reek. You're the opposite of chic, you freak. Your rhymes are like antiques, nobody wants them. They throw them all away. Riding from the get-go like your brain is on delay. Matter of fact, yo, you better get a checkup. Go ask a doctor, why you be so ugly from the neck up?
A couple years later in 2015, Tyler appeared in Season 3, Episode 10 of The Eric Andre Show.
Tyler the Creator.
Not long after Tyler's appearance on regular show, Odd Future had their show greenlit for Adult Swim, Loiter Squad.
All right, stop. I'm not playing no more. White boy. Make me throw up, man.
Loiter Squad came from us just being us because we loiter a lot and shit. Like we just be kicking it, and we ended up staying.
You know how black people after they eat, they just sit around and don't do shit.
Yeah. And we get kicked out of places for loitering. We wrote everything pretty much.
Me, Jasper, Tyler, and Taco, we're the 4 producers of the show, so like we come up with the skits and everything, and we did all of it ourselves.
I'm 17 and I'm producing.
In an interview with XXL Magazine, Davon Wilson, aka Jasper, said this. They came to one of our shows, a guy named Nick that works for Adult Swim / Cartoon Network. And then from there, we had a meeting talking about it. And then from there, it kind of just kept going up. And next thing you know, we was on TV. The show ran from 2012 to 2014 for 3 seasons and 21 total episodes. Loiter Squad embodies the crazy, off-kilter counterculture that Odd Future represented, and that's the entire appeal. If you're not tapped in or you're sensitive about edgy and wild jokes, this show is not for you. It's a sketch comedy filled with ridiculous premises, and the goofiness and nonsensical comedy is the best part of the show. It's very similar to the Eric Andre show that I mentioned before, and to my surprise, it actually predates it. The show is a combination of public pranks, skits, and even performances promoting the group and the brand. The show was executive produced by Jeff Tremaine, the co-creator of Jackass. As a sketch show, and a fairly decent one, the sketches are the main draw of the show. Like many other shows of its kind, every joke cannot be a winner. But I would say that the standout skits really stand out. Some of these are based around Tyler's personas, such as Turnus Haley.
Turnus Haley at this honky ass golf court, about to play some golf. I ain't been on my in a minute. I got kids, bills, kids, and other nigga.
How you doing? Okay. Just filming something for the golf channel.
Okay.
Do you like golfing?
Yeah.
Do you like balls? Me
What?
too.
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you say? Do I like golf balls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Balls, nigga.
Turnus is probably one of the more recognizable Tyler personas, not only because he appears throughout several episodes of the show, but also because he's a relevant character within the narrative of Tyler's music. The fans of his music are probably familiar with the persona Wolf, a major player within the lore of his music, which is also its own can of worms. Well, Turnus is that character's absentee father. This is actually confirmed on the Wolf CD at the end of Damo 23.
Your call has been
Fuck you,
to an automated
fucking
voice
bitch.
messaging system.
Fuck.
Turnus Haley, the best golfer in the world.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up.
The Turnus skits themselves are pretty middle of the road in terms of laughs. Some are funny and others are pretty mid. There's also Young Nigga, an over-the-top caricature of the stereotypical ignorant rapper, complete with chains, guns, and bars about his criminal lifestyle.
Oh, what's up, my welcome to my crib. It's Young Nigga and this mother. Hey, can you blur out the shoes? They the new Yeezy 13. I can't see the and this my closet and got the beanies. Just look normal, right? Well, it's not, cause Young Nigga keep the burner. Huh? You didn't even notice that, huh? You thought it was a coat hanger, but no. Hit it, bow.
Thank you for coming to the Young Nigga Music Group press conference. I got a big announcement. I recently went to National Awareness Day at the local elementary school, and a little boy named DeMonte came up to me and said, "Oh, Young Nigga, I want to be an astronaut just like you when I grow up." And I said, I don't want you to have to say my name and offend people because you want to be an astronaut. I decided to take out a very offensive word out of my name so everybody could say it. Boys and girls, Asian people, T-shirts could say my name. I decided to take the young out of young nigga. No more young, y'all. Now I'm just nigga. Oh my God.
Now, these skits are great and they're a lot of fun despite how silly they are. There's several music videos for this character, including an Ice JJ Fish feature.
Nigga.
Bitch ass niggas, I'ma fuck you up when I see you, nigga. I got the motherfucking rocket launcher. I'm aiming at y'all bitch ass heads, nigga. I'm killing all y'all niggas.
Young nigga got guns, young nigga pack kush, young nigga smoke blunts.
I'm so damn happy. You niggas can't down I'm always happy.
One of the more iconic skits is the Housewife Show parody.
Happy birthday, bitch.
So you just gonna bring me a birthday gift on my birthday to my birthday party on my birthday with a birthday gift?
Happy birthday.
Now, I'm gonna have to level with you. On account of me being married and my wife loving trash TV, I'm way more acquainted with the source material that these skits parody than I'd like to admit. And they are indeed very accurate. Petty squabbles for the sake of entertainment, and the masses eat it up, myself included. Some of the additional standout skits that I'm a big fan of are Shirts vs. Skins.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We shirts.
All right, we skins. Cool.
All right, let's do this then. Let's go. Ball up, son.
You feel me?
Son.
Beyond Scared Straight.
So what y'all little bitch ass in here for?
I was caught sucking my dad's.
I was sucking my daddy when I was 7 years old. A field of them. Come here, candy boy. Why you got so many necklaces? Why you got necklace? Smell like bitch in here. All y'all smell like bitch to me.
12 Years a Slave.
For this one, Master's chasing you and hitting you with a whip.
Okay.
How was that?
Popo.
Cop, black cop, what them a do? What them a do when you step up on food? Cop, black cop, what them a do?
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
And the E.T. skit.
What is your name?
Edwin Tucker.
I said, what is your name?
And I said Edwin Tucker.
We got us a little joker here. I think we're playing.
Dude,
I ain't playing. Keep out the joker. Answer the question.
Listen.
Now, like I alluded to before, in any sketch show, they cannot all be winners, especially one that has this much going on. Some of the skits and even the transitions are just sometimes too bizarre for even my taste. Another one of Tyler's personas is Jefferson, and he is one of the few low points of the show that I can recall off the top of my head.
Hey YouTubes, it's me, Jefferson.
Whenever he shows up, the character is just painfully unfunny. He's not so weird that he's funny, he's simply just weird.
I'm a liger. Want to see my liger impersonation?
On the contrary, anytime Earl shows up, it's absolutely hilarious. He became a main cast member alongside Blake Anderson in season 2. Now, I might be slightly biased because he's my favorite rapper of all time, but his comedic timing is fantastic, and it's a perfect contrast from the dark and depressing music that he puts out.
I'm on a canyon with my ass and dick out.
In all fairness, all the characters are pretty funny, but another standout is Jasper's dad, Dark Shark Wilson. And when I say standout, I mean he steals the show in basically any skit that he's in.
Bachelor number 2. We have something special planned for the bedroom. What is it?
Well, lay your damn butt naked, shove my in your this far, then you right in the and let you taste my.
I dig it.
I got all the house. Fucking a lot of.
I'm up to no good. For real. We like tank tops.
We like Instagram likes.
Help me smashing your check.
We are light skinned.
Yo, shut the up.
Who the are you?
You're late. I'm already smashing, man. The jeans are already ironed, boy.
No, get your penis away from her.
The turkey's already in the oven. The yogurt's already in the parfait, bud. The television's fixed. And I'm watching it. Baby, tell this Inspector Gadget looking to get out of here.
Forgive me.
Yeah, you hear that? Forgive these nuts.
The sandwich don't always come in a plastic bag.
At the end of the day, Loiter Squad is all about fun. As a fan of the collective and the brand, this show is certainly a guilty pleasure of mine. For people going through their adolescence and were watching the show at the time, you probably know exactly what I mean. It's a product of its time, like the music that they were putting out back then, and it appealed mostly to older teens and fans of Odd Future and or Jackass. The show ended as many of the members of Odd Future were beginning to branch out into other ventures. The show was really great while it lasted, and it's great to see that pretty much everyone involved went on to have even more success.
I like making Loiter Squad because that's an amazing show.
Yo.
It still holds up.
Yo, we have way too much creative control. That shit was so funny. We had some dumb ass ideas that went through, bro.
And not long after Loiter Squad ended, we got to see Odd Future's attempt at an animated show, The Jellies.
It's just so crazy. I love that show so much with all my heart.
The Jellies is a show that was definitely on my radar because of my love for Odd Future and Adult Swim cartoons, but I hadn't actually watched it. And it's kind of a shame that it took me doing this video to actually watch the show because in a lot of ways it's catered perfectly to my taste. It was created by Tyler and Lionel, and of course Jasper and Taco also show up to voice various characters. They were interviewed by GQ about the show and they had this to say. People know us from Loiter Squad and our live action things, but doing something where we're not fully present in a physical way, people get to see how our brains work. I think that's interesting in and of itself. We had a bunch of ideas for Loiter Squad that we couldn't do physically, you know, because we can't blow buildings up and turn into a fucking axe if you want. But with a cartoon, our imagination gets to roam. On Loiter Squad, it was just us being crazy, but with this, we're relying on the writing. It shows we can do more than just fuck around with a skit. The music was all done by Tyler, and it oozes the style of the music that he was releasing at the time, and really adds to the overall vibe of the show. It's like, okay, I need to make a song that sounds like a mariachi band. That forces me to learn new chords, new cadences, and new pockets, just so I can make music that fits a 10 or 15 second scene. The Jellies was produced by Ball Fade Productions, Augenblick Studios, Whale Rock Industries, and William Street. While I was watching and reading the credits, I actually noticed a name that I recognized. The iconic Twitter artist Keith Stack. Keith graciously was able to answer some questions for the video, so special thanks to him, and another special thanks to Chris London for doing the voiceover for it.
I remember the show being relatively enjoyable for me to work on. The jellyfish characters had these faces floating in the middle of their heads, which made moving them around and acting with them easy and a lot of fun. And their weird, noodly limbs were great to work with too. The cartoonier style and logic of the show was definitely a lot easier for me to grasp than previous projects I worked on at Augenblick, Ugly Americans, Goal and the Insatiable, etc. I worked on animatics, aka storyboards, and animation for the show. It was animated in Flash, aka Adobe Animate, using a line tool for the cleaned up artwork as opposed to the brush tool. We had a system in place in which lead animators would rough out animation with the brush tool since it was quicker and easier to work with, and the assistant animators would clean up the rough animation with the line tool. From the perspective of a lead animator, this made animation relatively breezy. I remember animating a very slow, traditionally animated car rotation, as well as some over-the-top jellyfish pole dancing, which I was very proud of. I got to work on the Jellies because I was working at Augenblick Studios at the time. I've been working in a variety of roles on and off at Augenblick since 2011. At some point, Tyler approached Augenblick to make cartoon shorts for his Golf Wang app, and he worked with the crew to develop it. I got to sit in a few meetings with Tyler the creator, which is a fun thing to brag about.
The show is about a family of jellyfish and their adopted human son, Cornell. There's Debbie Jelly, Barry Jelly, and KY Jelly. The basic premise of the show is that it's a slice of life cartoon surrounding the family, but as the episodes go on, they end up getting thrust into very uncanny situations. Very regular show-esque. Like Tyler said at the beginning of the video, Cornell is indeed a goober, but he's actually very endearing and he's pretty funny, so he's the best kind of goober. He's voiced by voice acting legend Phil Lamar. Cornell's group, the Ultimate Crew, is made up of his friends, Reggie, Ray, and Malik. Reggie is Cornell's closest friend, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. He's pretty slow, which is ironic considering his father is a literal rocket scientist.
I went up to some space people's office in Houston with my daddy's job. They had something that went up into the sky. The cafeteria was nice.
He has a deep affection for glizzies, as you can probably tell by his shirt.
What? Oh. Go on ahead. I gotta go take care of something.
Ray and Malik aren't really important, to be honest. They're Cornell's friends, but there's virtually zero relevant interaction or development throughout the show. Malik is primarily used for gay jokes.
Oh, don't stop! Don't stop! Oh, we're here.
Shit in here, dude. What are we gonna do?
Well, there's poor guys here. We had such a great day. I thought it would lead to a sleepover.
And Ray has one episode where he was kind of important when Cornell transitioned into his dream girl in order to make the homie's dream come true.
Let's start with the basics. Describe the perfect girl. Well, maybe tall, long hair, skinny, size 10 shoe, and kind of dresses like Tisha Campbell from Martin.
She sounds banging.
Finding his dream girl could take weeks, and we don't have that kind of time. Unless we make her.
What you mean?
Why go out and find someone when we can just do it ourselves?
Oh, hello, Cornell. Sorry to say this, but Reggie isn't home.
That's okay. I came here to see you anyway. See, I need your help. I want to get a little work done on me.
Now, word on the street is that you can't get a date. Well, me and my guys over at West Coast Custom about to change that.
Well, Ray, like I said, no friend of mine will ever be left behind.
I'm just grateful to have friends like you guys.
The episode itself is actually pretty terrible, one of the worst of the bunch. KY Jelly is Cornell's adoptive sister who's known to be pretty smart. She's also an expert level stripper, what the show describes as the Mike Tyson of strippers.
What'd you say, boy? There's a bitch stuck up on the light post.
Yeah, and you the only bitch that can help us, it seems like, so...
Oh my god, he said there's a bitch stuck up at the top of that light post, and I'm the only bitch that can help, it seems like. Stand back.
She got so good, she was green screened and remastered into Nelly's Tip Drill video. I mean, this mother quickly became the Mike Tyson of twerk, the Louis Armstrong of lap dance, the Barack Obama of booty shaking. That's right, KY was taking stripping to new heights.
Personality-wise, she's pretty dry. She kind of reminds me of Daria from MTV. Barry Jelly is actually the most normal of the Jellies. He's kind of just a chill dad, and he's pretty supportive of his family the majority of the time.
Oh my God, you weren't lying. You was the coolest person a long time ago.
You damn right.
Debbie Jelly is just the alcoholic mom stereotype, and she's pretty one note.
I'm excited to see what sober mama gonna be like.
Debbie's in the building! Throw your hands in the air right now!
Debbie's in the building.
Mervin the Whale is a friend of Barry Jelly, a neighbor, and a mayoral candidate for the city of Walla Walla.
I'm here tonight because someone said I couldn't be myself. I'm tired of not being able to eat at certain restaurants just because I can't wear a shirt, I can't get a job, can't go to the movies. It's hard being a whale. I think this town lacks leadership and someone who's willing to stand up for the little guys. So I'm gonna change things for all those that can't be themselves. I'm running for mayor.
Yo, He's a closeted homosexual, which I only bring up because it's actually very important in terms of his character development, and his campaign for mayor also runs on the platform of be who you are and authenticity. Mayor Jenkins is a psychotic New York nigga stereotype and is the mayor of the town.
Haha, you wasting time running against a nigga like me, son. This is my town, little boy. Now kick rocks for have your ass sleeping with the fishes, nigga.
He thrives off of intimidation tactics, but that really doesn't garner him much respect from really anybody. And finally, there is Samuel, Deshaun, Tito, Randy, Michael, Jermaine, Randy Jackson. And yes, it's Randy twice. Now, this guy is one of the best characters in the show and actually becomes important in ways that I'll bring up later on. He's all about black excellence, and initially he's painted as an idiot, but as time goes on, that's shown to definitely not be the case.
And it turns out there's enough room and space to fit 972 billion niggas and 3 Lambos, not including Space himself, who is obviously a nigga too. Now who wanna sign up first? Bitches in here, look at you.
Someone please get him out of here.
I ain't going nowhere. Black Space Matters. Black Space Matters.
The Jellies began on the Golf Media app, a subscription service for fans of Odd Future. It debuted on the app in 2016, and Adult Swim eventually picked up the series in 2017. The app became defunct in 2018 after running for 3 years, but the show lived on. It ran for 2 seasons overall and 20 total episodes. Initially, Cornell was white, but after the show began airing on Adult Swim, Tyler decided to make him black due to the lack of main character representation in relation to race, as you heard in the intro of the video.
My question is, sorry, it doesn't really relate to the show, but he was wondering, why is Cornell black now?
Okay, hold the fuck up.
That's a good question. We should have started with that.
It's not your fault. It was like, why you make them black? Why can't have anything, man? No, don't clap. Hold on. How many fucking black cartoon characters is it on TV right now? I name 5. I'll give you time.
Cartoon characters? Wait, cartoon characters or characters in general?
Cartoon.
I only know like.
It is none. It is none. They canceled Static Shock. Nobody remember Fillmore. It's like, we don't got shit.
Personally, I like white Cornell the same as I like black Cornell. He's just as funny and his personality doesn't really change much, so the change is realistically pretty minimal. The OG series is just as enjoyable as the Adult Swim series, so if you are a fan of the Jellies and you have not seen these episodes, check them out in the Google Drive link in the description. But with all of the character descriptions out of the way, let's get into some of the lore. And yes, believe it or not, the silly jellyfish show has lore. And in my opinion, it's actually pretty interesting how it gets woven into the show. I'm going to sift through it and try to be as concise as possible, but try to keep up because this shit is genuinely unhinged. So, in episode 4, the subplot of the mayoral election between Mervin and Mayor Jenkins begins. And because Mayor Jenkins is an ignorant asshole and Mervin is running on the platform of freedom of expression, Mervin actually begins to gain traction in his pursuit of becoming the mayor. In episode 7, things really ramp up when Cornell ends up getting a dog that turns out to be a secret agent that's been working alongside Samuel, Deshaun, and a stripper named Chocolate in order to research an alien invasion within the town.
I suppose you're wondering what I'm doing here. But first, let's get some essentials out of the way. My name isn't Carla, it's Spike. So it should come as no surprise I was recruited by the CIA. I've been tracking a really evil entity for a while now that seems to have settled down in your neighborhood.
Nigga!
This is so cool.
Don't act like you ain't know I got style. You know I'm here for you, Spike. You had my back when I needed you most. And I've also been sensing the same evil forces in our neighborhood.
I knew I could count on you. Now, I don't know much, but I do suspect that the current mayor is involved. The evil forces can be killed by chocolate, and that most of our victims get turned into sandwiches.
Oh my God, I had a sandwich yesterday. You think I ate a person?
Focus, man.
The 3 of them believe that the invasion has already taken place and that they've already begun to infiltrate their society.
Buzz, I just landed on your face. Buzz.
Why you not getting me off your face,
Oh, what the hell did you do that for?
Busted.
It was him. He killed my dog.
You don't understand. He wasn't even a dog at all. He didn't even smell my butt.
I bet y'all wondering how I knew you were back here. See, it was simple. I was checking my Twitter feed when I saw I had 2 extra followers this morning. And then I went to work and I saw this dog in the parking lot just like a waddle.
In the midst of this revelation, Cornell's real parents show up. However, they're acting quite odd. It's pretty obvious that they're just aliens in disguise, and they've approached Cornell because he is exceedingly important to their plan.
Wait, is my dad missing a dick?
Woohoo! Great block, son! I knew you had it in you.
Guys? Mrs. Pam?
We're done beating around the bush. We've tried your way. The whole pretending to be parents was just a waste of time. Now give us the key.
Key? I don't have no key.
Your father created a disease to wipe out our kind.
His belly button is the key to the cure for the disease scientifically created by Cornell's real father to wipe the aliens out. They actually end up getting Cornell dead to rights, but he's able to escape because of their aversion to chocolate. Eventually, Cornell is able to get back with his family, and they join Samuel Deshawn, and he gives them the full scoop on the invasion.
A few months ago, I was searching for other intelligent life forms that Black lives could matter to, so I sent a signal into outer space. It was the J. Cole record, and I immediately got a message back.
J. Cole trash! How dare you disrespect our race!
What's wrong with J. Cole? I kind of like him.
I tried to send them some good stuff like Marvin Gaye, but it was too late. They made up their minds, and I realized things could take a turn for the worse. And Cornell, your real father had something to do with trying to stop it. The album is basically a foreword, exposing the aliens' plan and how they chose first to infiltrate the government where they can easily kill our people on sight without questions. My intel suggests they're going to attack today at the mayoral debate.
After the info dump, from this point on is when things really begin to go sideways. Up until this point, everything I've told you has been relatively tame. After being brought up to speed, Samuel and the family are forced to flee the CIA. Meanwhile, a debate between Mervyn and Mayor Jenkins is taking place. Mervyn comes out of the closet publicly for the first time, garnering a ton of support as a result. In the spirit of honesty, Mayor Jenkins admits that he's actually been a Mantis alien this entire time.
Wanna be all honest? Well, I'ma be all honest too. I know y'all thought Mayor Leonard Jenkins was just a cool ass gangster that would grip up on that thing even when he ain't got no thing. But the truth is, I am a praying mantis, nigga! That's right, laugh. Because as soon as I'm done with this maniacal plan speech, I'ma turn everybody into sandwiches!
Meanwhile, the team meets with Chocolate to formulate a plan. Cornell's father actually wrote a song called How to Kill Them. When played in reverse, the song reveals how to kill the Mantis aliens.
There was a man who wrote this book about it, saying the praying mantis species has been living amongst us for years and how he began to study them and find their weaknesses to defeat them. To cover his tracks, he encrypted his blueprint in music, so he staged himself as a Christian rock singer under the name P.D.
Gorf, of course. And if you break it down, the name is an anagram for the poison dart frog, the one true natural predator of the praying mantis insect.
Supposedly the last song on his album, How to Kill Them, lays it out for us how to kill them.
You need to find new friends and listen.
Okay, it sounds like we need to find a prince so you can kiss him and turn him into a frog.
Why can't we just go get a frog?
Cause that ain't what the song said!
Now, instead of this meaning to kiss a regular prince, meaning an heir to the throne, they instead go to the grave of music icon Prince, and instead of actually kissing him, she puts lips to tip, if you know what I mean.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm a stripper. How else am I supposed to kiss?
did it?
At the same time, Mayor Jenkins and many other Mantis covert operatives have descended upon the debate crowd, killing many and turning many others into sandwiches to consume. Our heroes pull up with Prince and other frog spirits representing other 80s stereotypes. Then Mayor Jenkins yells out a war cry, turning him and the rest of the aliens into a Voltron of sorts. Seeming outmatched, Samuel sends out the Black Signal, which summons Beyonce and her backup dancers, the Black Panthers, Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, the Bloods and the Crips, and Kanye and the Yeezy Team. But that also inadvertently gets the attention of the Ku Klux Klan, who would rather side with the aliens than black people. I'm sure there's an immigration joke in there somewhere, but I'm gonna leave that one alone. A giant battle breaks out, and Prince then summons the power of his little red Corvette, destroying the alien kaiju. They then confront Mayor Jenkins, who reveals that Chocolate is actually Cornell's father.
So you're not gonna tell him?
Wait, what's going on?
Look, the praying mantis thought they killed me. And I knew once they found out they didn't, they'd come back. And I had nowhere to hide the key to the box, so I attached it to your belly button. To keep us safe, I put you up for adoption and went deep undercover in the area. I went to a doctor named X. He turned me into this, making it easier to do odd jobs around Walla Walla to keep my eye on you. Samuel and I thought it'd be best if I got a job at a strip club so that we could talk and no one would suspect anything. Sammy, Spike, and I have been working on this case for 15 years. We knew this day would come, so we got prepared.
Jenkins uses this as a distraction to flee in an Uber, but DMX summons his dogs to chase the Uber down and destroy it. Then Exhibit summons hundreds of shadow clones and they surround him, preventing his escape. Prince and Chocolate then perform a combo move of a thunderous booty clap that shoots Jenkins into the air, and then Prince summons his androgynous blade, stabbing Jenkins, which makes him explode into purple rain. Then Will Smith, Men in Black, wipes the viewer's mind before the episode ends. I love and hate how batshit insane this entire saga is. It's woven over the course of a handful of episodes and is the perfect amount of crazy to be thoroughly entertaining, at least to me. But the downfall of Mayor Jenkins and the Mantis aliens is how season 1 ends. Season 2, however, is where I think the show begins to take a dramatic nosedive. Season 1 didn't really feel cohesive until about halfway through, but then a lot of the plot threads began to come together and were relevant to the plot by the time the season finale came around. However, the loose ends from that finale never get resolved or even acknowledged in season 2. We see Mayor Jenkins several times after we watched him get destroyed by Prince, and nobody really even mentions it. Speaking of him, we never even get an update on the mayoral race between him and Mervin. In a later episode, we do see Mervin signing a new bill into law, so it's safe to assume that he is the new mayor, but we never really see how it plays out. Cornell's dad clearly chose a secondary profession that she loves because she returns to being a stripper, and despite sharing a room with Cornell several times, they never even address each other. We even see the Mantis aliens in space still monitoring Earth, but they never really do anything with the plot thread. It doesn't help that these episodes are so much worse than season 1's. A lot of the humor in a lot of the episodes feels less witty and relies on shocking absurdity. And I know that the absurdity is part of what I enjoy about the show, but too much of anything is a bad thing, and I think season 2 over relies on it. Season 2 certainly does have its moments, but instead of watching with the anticipation of seeing where the season goes, I was watching season 2 out of obligation in order to cover the show. The season and the show do end on a positive note, however, with one of the best episodes in the entire show being the end of season 2. Season 2, episode 10, My Friend Sheldon Jr. is about a serial kidnapper masquerading as Cornell's friend and actually successfully kidnaps Cornell in order to indoctrinate him into her sick and twisted version of a family. The episode ends with her escaping, meaning that Cornell and the other kids have been rescued. However, it's shown that the other two children didn't really want to be rescued, developing some type of Stockholm syndrome.
Don't worry. Everything's gonna be okay now. No, it won't. You ruined my life. You ruined my family.
The episode ends with the serial killer Bertha arriving at a new town that should be familiar to basically anyone who's watched animation. This scene is how the series ends after it was canceled in 2021 with no real reason ever specified. If you've seen my other videos, which if you haven't, please check them out. I think you'll like them. But if you have seen those videos, you'll know that I'm a huge sucker for references and parodies. This show is chock full of them. It's kind of crazy, actually. First, I'll point out some of the Odd Future specific ones, then I'll bring up the general music references that I was able to catch. In the very first episode, we see the album cover for Frank Ocean's Blonde. In several episodes, we get songs with Tyler's vocals.
May I have this dance?
We see the Jellies watching Loiter Squad in several episodes, or at least skits that feel Loiter Squad adjacent.
The mailman here. Huh? Nigga, the mailman here. What? Nigga, the mailman here.
The mailman's here, motherfucker.
The mailman is here. Part 5 coming soon.
Say sorry.
Nigga got a family.
Say sorry.
Got an envelope?
I ain't got no envelope, but baby, that Jasper Dolphin can lick my ass and put me in a box.
Tyler actually appears in the Nigeria episode, and we see him several other times as a background character throughout the show.
What's up, man?
What the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, just a bit of sightseeing and whatnot. What about you?
My son's in trouble. I have to go save him.
Oh, that's cool, man. Must be great to have a dad like you.
There's an entire episode dedicated to Drake and Joe Budden, who are two rappers who publicly had beef in real life. This is season 1, episode 8, The Trial of the Century. They eventually resolve their battle after they're exposed for both lying and they actually have a closeted relationship.
Before I make my decision, is there any last statements either of you have?
I'd like to call myself to the stand, Your Honor.
Any objections?
So you see, Your Worshipfulness, after I walked out of the bathroom, I saw Mr. Budden give his sweater to Drake, and then they kissed each other on their lips with their tongue.
I previously mentioned Exhibit, who is a plastic surgeon / saddle clone master, who's best known for Pimp My Ride, but he's also a rapper. We see Malik twerking with Nicki Minaj. I already discussed Frog Prince, who's actually kind of a cool and weird idea. I like how they did that. I didn't really mention it during the Mantis Alien saga, but J. Cole was actually used as a direct point of contact, and part of why they attack. He gets murdered by one right after apologizing for his hand in the ordeal.
Hey, yo, everybody stop, please.
Oh my God, it's J. Cole!
Look, I never meant for my music to cause a deadly galactic war with praying mantises. I make music to make people feel. I write from my heart and soul.
In the background of the record store, we can see the Lil Wayne mixtape Dedication 2, the Erykah Badu album Mama's Gun, the Outkast album Stankonia, the R. Kelly album TP2, Michael Jackson's Off the Wall, among a bunch of others that I couldn't really figure out. In season 2, episode 9, Walla Walla Wallabies B, we see a group that is a caricature of basically any old school hip hop group or collective from New York that hasn't modernized their sound much at all in 30 years. The group is essentially a caricature of Wu-Tang Clan. One member of the group is named Fredro, and he only says the word slam, a reference to the song Slam by the group Onyx. Fredro is also the name of the group's founder, Fredro Starr. Not only that, but during the episode, he actually transforms into the Pokemon Onyx.
Show these children niggas what time it is. Slam!
And in that very same episode, we see Childish Gambino. We see DJ Khaled on his jet ski, and he ends up actually helping Cornell and KY get to their family reunion cruise.
Oh no! How will we get to the family reunion now? Oh shit! It's Grammy Award-winning philanthropist DJ Khaled!
Alright, we want $15 million.
We the best!
How the should I know? I just got here with you.
Wait a minute. How'd you say that, little dog? You a dog.
The name is Brodo. And man, this is your hallucination. So again, how the should I know?
Well, something tells me we're not in South Central no more, that's for sure.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock. I just need to know where the bitch is at, because I'm tired of dry humping legs and these bell bottoms be making my balls itch.
Don't they know we have a tiger to rescue? This is bonkers!
Buzz, we got a honker.
Can I help you, friend? You're blocking the road! I got a carload of people and a tiger to save!
Mr. Behave, the road is blocked due to the construction of my latest art craze.
You're an artist?
Oh, I'm a sculptor. To be exact, I subcontract to express myself. You ever see those ugly things in front of corporate buildings? Digging and drilling and filling, that's how I make a living. So if you don't mind, take another route and stop wasting my time.
The Jellies is one of those shows that checks all the necessary boxes to be relatively entertaining to someone like me. Colorful, offbeat, reference-filled, and crude comedy that toes the line but doesn't really feel like it quite crosses it. In the same vein as Loiter Squad, it oozes that odd future aesthetic like the rest of their work does. And as a fan, I do really enjoy it, and it pissed me off that it took me so long to dive into it. The reception to the series as a whole is overall pretty negative, and although I did enjoy it, I can also see why people didn't like it. There are quite a few issues. Absurdity can be great, but it certainly has its limits. I still do think that the show is enjoyable. There's certainly laughs to be had. The Jellies is an imperfect ride with glimpses of really good stuff, especially with all the talent that worked on it. From Tyler appearing on Regular Show and the Eric Andre Show, to getting 2 shows greenlit alongside the rest of his collective, Odd Future and Adult Swim had a pretty happy marriage for a time there. I assumed at one point Tyler or at least one of the other members had performed at Adult Swim Fest, but as far as I was able to research, I found no trace of that. However, there was merch for the Jellies at Odd Future's festival Camp Flognaw, as well as a bull ride that would have made Reggie proud. Like I said in the Doom video, Odd Future's relationship with Adult Swim was a mixed bag, though with lower peaks and more shallow valleys. Loiter Squad and the Jellies definitely seem divisive in terms of their critical reception, but I definitely find both shows pretty entertaining. If you're interested in either series, they're both on the Adult Swim website for a limited time, so maybe consider checking them out. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see future videos or maybe get more updates and want to support me, consider subscribing to the channel and or becoming a channel member. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.